Folks, how's it going? Uh, I'm going to be making a few videos over the next few nights. I've got some things that have really been eating at me, and well, I'm going to give some rebuttals and some thoughts and something for people to think about. Today's is going to be on the Arizona immigration law. I know I've said it before. I applaud them. They've got my backing. Hell, even the wife said maybe we should move to Arizona. That's neither here nor there. In relation to this, in our area we have a local weekly periodical called the Inner Town. And there's a gentleman that I have met and talked to numerous occasions by the name of Steve Winter, who writes a report or an article in this called Perspective. He's an ex-legislator. He's a constitutionalist. I would even say pretty much he is an oath keeper. But anyway, this week's article, I got to share this with you. He's done a lot of legwork for me. Let's see, we'll start with Title 8 of the U.S. Code of U.S. Code, Section 1304. Every alien 18 years of age and over shall at all times carry with him and have in his personal possession any certificate of alien registration or alien registration receipt card issued to him pursuant to subsection D of this section. Controversy has been created by the state of Arizona since its governor signed new laws that deal with Arizona's enforcement of immigration laws. Detractors have conjured up German Nazi techniques of requiring people to show your papers, while others characterize Arizona as retrogressive, mean-spirited, and racist, and the new law a tragedy. But it's not a new law. Title 8 of the U.S. Code is the section of federal law that covers immigration. The quote above has been on the books since 1952. There has been no quarrel in 58 years regarding that section of the code, but Arizona's mere copying of federal statute is Nazism? If immigrants are required to carry papers, would it be unreasonable to expect that someday, somewhere, somebody would want to look at them? Arizona has copied federal law into the statutes of the state of Arizona so that local law officers could enforce the law at the state level. What else did Arizona include? Title 8 USC Section 1325. It is unlawful to enter the U.S. without inspection. First offense is a misdemeanor. Second offense is a felony. Section 1326. Re-entering the U.S. within 5 years of a formal deportation is a felony. Section 1324. It is unlawful to induce, transport, harbor, or smuggle an alien into the U.S., and this is one section of the U.S. Code that specifically authorizes any law officer to arrest. They're all felonies. Title 11 of the Arizona statutes adds a new Article 8. For any lawful contact made by law enforcement official of this state where reasonable suspicion exists that the person is an alien who is unlawfully present in the United States, a reasonable attempt shall be made to determine the immigration status of the person. The person's immigration status shall be verified with the federal government pursuant to 8 United States Code, Section 1373C. It continues, no political subdivision of this state may adopt a policy that limits or restricts the enforcement of federal immigration laws to less than the full extent permitted by federal law. The section of that law that seems to be the most controversial is its provision that law enforcement officers may request to see papers if the officer has reasonable suspicion. The term reasonable suspicion has long been in the legal lexicon. Lawyers.com says of reasonable suspicion that a police officer stopping a person must be able to point to specific facts or circumstances, even though the level of suspicion need not rise to that of the belief that is supported by probable cause. A reasonable suspicion is more than a hunch. Police officers thoroughly study the sum of years of case law on this issue and are very aware of the restrictions placed on them in their suspicions. The restrictions are no more and no less than those placed on federal officers. So why is there such angst against Arizona's new law? It is certainly no more draconian than federal law that has been on your books for years. Why did Arizona find it necessary to enact their own law? Because it's obvious the federal government has not satisfactorily enforced its own code, which was written to protect its borders and its citizens. I'm sorry, folks. If you're here illegally, you need to get the fuck out. Pardon the French. Enough. Peace out, all.